Hi, my dear children. Good morning. Then again, we are in our next SS class. Did you read what we studied in the last classes? Some of you sent works that I gave last classes, and some too needed to send. So you should do and send to me as early as possible. Then, and also not only write, but also you should read and study the chapters. Okay. Then today we need to study about our next rock, that is sedimentary rocks. We studied rocks are of three types: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rocks. We studied about igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks. Next we need to study about metamorphic rocks, that is in your 6th page. Listen to the what is metamorphic rocks. The word metamorphosis means change of form. Igneous and sedimentary rocks change their form under very high temperature or pressure. Such changed rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are usually very hard. Some common examples of such rocks are marble, slate, quartzite. What is saying here? Listen to the word metamorphosis. Metamorphosis means change of form. Change of form. The word metamorphosis means change the form. So why this rock got this name? Why? Because igneous and sedimentary rocks are changed their form either very high temperature or pressure. Because of pressure, temperature, the existing rocks are changing, and that changed rocks is known as metamorphic rocks. The word metamorphosis means change the form. Igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, because of extreme temperature and pressure, it changed, broken, or it changed its shape. This changed rock is known as metamorphic. Is it clear? Metamorphic rocks are usually very hard. Some comments of such rocks are, we know metamorphic rocks are very hard because external parts of that rocks may broken, and internal parts of rocks that visible, that is metamorphic rocks. The internal part of the rocks very hard. So that is saying metamorphic rocks are very hard. Examples of metamorphic rocks: the marble from limestone. Limestone was a sedimentary rocks. From limestone created marble, that is a metamorphic rocks. Then slate. Slate is a metamorphic rocks that formed from shale. Shale is a sedimentary rocks. From shale created slate. Slate is a metamorphic rocks. And quartzite from sandstone. Sandstone is a sedimentary rocks. From sandstone created quartzite. Quartzite is a metamorphic rocks. Is it clear? The next paragraph. Rocks undergo a cycle of transformation, often called the rock cycle. Magma rising from depth below the Earth's surface produces igneous rocks. The breaking down of different types of rocks produces sediments, from which sedimentary rocks are formed. Extreme heat and pressure may cause igneous and sedimentary rocks to form metamorphic rocks. When rocks are melted by heat, new magma formed. We studied the primary rock is igneous rocks. Is it? From magma. Magma erupt to the Earth's surface or which inside the crust it became cools and solidifies and became a hardest rock, that is igneous rocks. Okay, from igneous rocks, because of pressure and temperature, some broken particles taking some parts from sedimentary rocks, from igneous rocks, and that sediments deposited in another place, that sediments became hardest and became sedimentary rocks. Again, existing sedimentary rocks and igneous rocks which are facing some changes because of pressure and temperature, and that became metamorphic rocks. Then again, because of extreme temperature, that rock again melted and became magma. That is a rock cycle. Have you understand? From magma created igneous rocks. From igneous rocks, rocks particles take and deposited another place, and that deposit became hard and created sedimentary rocks. Then existing igneous and sedimentary rocks, it changed its form and it created metamorphic rocks. Again, these rocks are, because of extreme heat, may become magma, may melt and become magma. That is a rock cycle. Is it clear? That is saying in that paragraph. Rocks undergo a cycle of transformation. Rocks creating a cycle of changes, often called the rock cycle. That is the question. What is rock cycle? How? What is rock cycle? Magma rising from depth below the earth surface produces igneous rocks. From depth below the magma, and it come out and created igneous rocks. The breaking down of different types of rocks produces sediments from breaking down of different types of igneous rocks, and it deposited the sediments and created the sedimentary rocks. Extreme heat and pressure may cause igneous and sedimentary rocks form metamorphic rocks. Because of extreme heat and pressure, igneous and sedimentary rocks became changed, and that became metamorphic rocks. When rocks are melted by heat, new magma formed. It is rock cycle. Did you understand? What is metamorphic rocks and what is rock cycle? We studied now. Is it clear? What is metamorphic rocks and rock cycle? The word metamorphosis means change its form. Igneous and sedimentary rocks change their form under very high pressure and temperature. It creates metamorphic rocks. That rock is called metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are usually very hard. Some common examples of such rocks are marble from limestone, slate from shale, and quartzite from sandstone. Then now we studied rock cycle. What is rock cycle? Rocks undergo a cycle of transformation. It creating a cycle of change. How? For this known as rock cycle. Magma rising from depth below the earth surface produces igneous rocks. The breaking of igneous rocks and breaking of different types of rocks produces sedimentary form, which is sedimentary rocks. Then extreme heat and pressure may cause igneous and sedimentary rocks to form metamorphic rocks. When the rocks are melted by the heat, new magma created or formed. It is a rock cycle. Is it clear? Okay, can I enter the next topic? Okay, last day from this chapter we are studying about the structure of earth and landforms. For structure of earth, we studied about the environment and changes in the environment. And to study about the landforms, we studied about the rocks and different types of rocks. Next topic, we needed to study development of landforms. Development of landforms. What about that? Listen to the major landforms like mountains develop mainly due to forces that originate below the Earth's surface. Such forces led to slow Earth movements, which build new landforms, and sudden Earth movements, which modify existing landforms. We will now study the process that create or modify landforms. Development of landforms. How is creating landforms? Major landforms like mountains develop mainly due to the forces that originate below the Earth's surface. Such forces lead to slow Earth movements. We know below the Earth crust, below the lithosphere, the magma is its liquid form. This magma always try to force its strength on lithosphere. Always try to give the force on the below the lithosphere. That is saying here. Mountains is a landform. Landforms like mountain develop mainly due to the forces. Which forces? That originate below the Earth's surface. Earth surface in അടയിലുള്ള മാഗ്മയുടെ ഫോഴ്സ് കൊണ്ട് എന്ത് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു? മൗണ്ടെയ്ൻസിനെ പോലെയുള്ള ലാൻഡ് ഫോംസ് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ് ആവുന്നു. സച്ച് ഫോഴ്സസ് ലീഡ് ടു സ്ലോ എർത്ത് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്. യു നോ എർത്ത് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ് like say eggshell. All of you listen. It is earth. Just imagine. And earth, it is lithosphere. Earth lithosphere just like a ബ്രോക്കൺ എഗ് ഷെല്ല്. മുട്ടയുടെ മുകളിൽ നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ തട്ടിയാൽ അവിടെ ഇവിടെയൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ വിണ്ട് നിൽക്കും. ജസ്റ്റ് ലൈക്ക് ദാറ്റ് അവർ ലിത്തോസ്ഫിയർ. ലിത്തോസ്ഫിയർ എല്ലാതും ഒന്നിച്ചാണ് നിൽക്കുന്നതെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും അതിൻ്റെ ഓരോന്നിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ വിള്ളലുകളുണ്ട്, പൊട്ടിയ വരകളുണ്ട്. ഹൗ യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? വിത്തിൻ ദാറ്റ് അവർ ബിലോ ദ എർത്ത് സർഫേസ് ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ഫോഴ്സ്. ദിസ് ഫോഴ്സ് അഗെയിൻ വിച്ച് ഗിവ് ടു ദ ലിത്തോസ്ഫിയർ. Because of that force, build new landforms, and also because of that forces, it create or lead to slow earth movements. Slow earth movements. ഈ ക്രസ്റ്റിൻ്റെ ഭാഗങ്ങൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ അടിയിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഫോഴ്സസ് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഈ പ്ലേറ്റ്സ് എന്താവും? അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങനെ നീങ്ങാൻ ഇടയാവുന്നു. ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഫോഴ്സ്. അതാണ് സ്ലോ എർത്ത് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്. നമ്മൾക്കൊന്നും ഫൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അത്രയും സ്ലോവിലായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ അറിയാത്ത രീതിയിൽ എർത്തിൻ്റെ പ്ലേറ്റ്സ് ഇങ്ങനെ അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ഹൗ യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ വിച്ച് ബിൽഡ് ലാൻഡ് ഫോംസ് ആൻഡ് സഡൻ എർത്ത് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സ് ഈച്ച് മോഡിഫൈ എക്സിസ്റ്റിംഗ് ലാൻഡ് ഫോംസ്. നിലനിൽക്കുന്ന ലാൻഡ് ഫോംസിന് മാറ്റങ്ങൾ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു ബിക്കോസ് ഓഫ് ദിസ് പ്ലേറ്റ് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്, എർത്ത് മൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്സ്. മനസ്സിലായോ? ഓക്കെ. വാട്ട് ഈസ് സെയിങ് ഹിയർ? മേജർ ലാൻഡ് ഫോംസ് ലൈക്ക് മൗണ്ടെയ്ൻസ് ഡെവലപ്പ് mainly due to the forces that originate below the Earth's surface. Such forces led to the slow earth movements, which build new landforms, and also it created sudden earth movements, which modify existing landforms. We will now study process that create modify the landforms. Now we are going to study about the process of create and modify the landforms. Okay, then what is saying here? The landforms like mountains develop mainly due to the forces below the Earth's surface. Such forces led to the slow movements of Earth and which build new landforms and sudden Earth movements. May be created sudden Earth movement or slow movement or which create new forms because of the forces below the Earth's surface. Is it clear? That changes of Earth and creating the new landforms that we are going to study from this. Our next topic that is volcanoes. What is volcano? Did you study about volcanoes? What is volcanic eruption, volcanic mountain? If you maybe you saw from the videos or movies. Okay, what is volcano? A volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the Earth's crust, through which magma erupts into surface as lava. Sometimes lava comes out through long, deep cracks or fissures in the earth crust. Volcano is a vent, V-E-N-T. Vent means opening. Or opening. Volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the earth crust. Weak spot means hardest അല്ലാത്ത ഏതെങ്കിലും സോഫ്റ്റ് പോട്ടിലൂടെ magma erupt through the earth crust, which through a weak spot in the earth crust, through which magma പുറത്തോട്ട് വരുന്നു onto the surface as lava. The lava created here from magma erupt to the weak spot. This magma from here erupt to the weak spot to the earth surface. Okay, then sometimes this magma reaches here, it is known as lava. Okay, magma, we can call this magma from below the earth surface, but we can call lava that reaches here, we can call that is lava. Okay, a volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the earth crust, through which magma erupts onto the surface as lava. Sometimes lava comes out through long deep cracks or fissures in the earth crust. It is long deep crack. Sometimes lava comes out through long deep cracks. That other name of that crack is fissures. Fissures. Long deep crack is known as fissures in the earth crust. That is volcano. Is it clear? Then lava reached here and lava cools and solidifies and became a hardest rock. This type of process is known as volcano. Is it clear? Then during the volcanic eruption, gases, ash, streams and even pieces of rock are swept out along with the lava. Gradually ash, rocks and solidified lava pile up around the vent, forming a conical hill known as volcanic cone. The word volcano is also sometimes used to refer to a volcanic cone. Mount Etna in Sicily, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, and Kilauea and Mauna Kea in Hawaii are examples of volcano. What is saying in that paragraph? During volcanic eruption means magma erupt from below the earth surface to on the earth surface. During volcanic eruption, different gases, ash, charangal, steam means hottest steam, and even pieces of rock are spewed out of along with lava. Spewed means പൊട്ടിത്തെറിക്കുന്നു with lava. Which are there? Gases, ash, streams and even pieces of rocks to spewed out of earth surface along with the lava. Gradually ash, rocks and solidifies lava pile up around the vent. Okay, what is saying in that paragraph? During volcanic eruption, gases, ash, steam and even pieces of rock to spewed out of along the lava. Gradually, ash, rocks and solidified lava piles up around the vent. with lava, rocks, gases, ashes. And after some time, this ashes, rocks and piles of which lava, this two solidifies and became a cone shape. Okay, and solidifies lava pile up around the vent. All of you listen to me. From deep below the earth's surface, here magma. From magma, through the deepest crack, the lava spewed out. And this part, this cup shaped part is known as vent. Along this lava and which rocks and ashes solidifies here and it became a conical shape. Okay, and forming a conical hill known as volcanic cone. This type of cone is known as volcanic cone. Is it clear? Then the word volcano is also sometimes used to refer volcanic cone. Volcanic cone means, what is cone? Volcanic cone, rocks, ash and solidifies lava pile up around the vent. Here vent means opening. Pile up around the vent means here pile up, kunnayittu mari. Around the vent, forming the volcanic hill known as volcanic cone. Angane oru volcanic hill create cheyunu, that is known as volcanic cone. Then a word volcano is also sometimes used to refer volcanic cone. Sometimes we are saying that this is volcanic cone. We can see sometimes we are using the instead of volcanic cone as volcano or volcanic cone. We can call this hill, conical shape of hill. Okay. Then Mount Etna in Sicily, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, and Kilauea and Mauna Kea in Hawaii are examples of volcanoes. Is it clear? The next paragraph. The top of the volcanic cone formed on the sea floor may rise above the water to form a new island. The island or cl6 near Iceland is such an island. Such an island will disappear if the top of the volcano is blown off by a violent eruption. Then look at it. Is it ocean? It is ocean. It is the below part of ocean. From magma, sometimes magma come throughout, it is ocean, through the ocean water. And here creating vent. And then through the vent, rocks, ashes and lava became cool and solidifies. And it began to see above the part of water and it creating island. ഓഷ്യൻ്റെ അടിയിൽ നിന്ന് മാഗ്മ പുറത്തോട്ട് വന്ന് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും, വെള്ളത്തിന് മുകളിലൂടെ ആ ലാൻഡ് ഫോം കാണാൻ തുടങ്ങും. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് islands, volcanic cone ആയിട്ടുള്ള islands. Okay, then volcanic islands, that is known as volcanic islands. The top of the volcanic cone formed on the sea floor may be raised above the water, വെള്ളത്തിന് മുകളിൽ കാണുന്നു, to form a new island. This island of cl6 near Iceland. Iceland is a country. Near Iceland, one volcano, that is volcanic island. The name is cl6, that is near Iceland, is such an island. cl6 island in where is near the Iceland, it is a volcanic island. Volcanic eruption കൊണ്ടാണ് അവിടെ island create ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, then this such a volcano stop, such an island will disappear if the top of the volcano is blown off by a violent eruption. Violent eruption means erupt violently, so which forcefully. വോൾക്കാനിക് എറപ്ഷൻ എന്നൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞാൽ സാധാ സ്ലോലി നടക്കുന്ന പ്രോസസ്സല്ല, ചിലപ്പോൾ പൊട്ടിത്തെറിയോട് കൂടിയിട്ട് എന്ത് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്, മാഗ്മ പുറത്തോട്ട് ഒഴുകാറുണ്ട്. സോ സച്ച് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് വയലന്റ് എറപ്ഷൻസ്, this type of volcanic cone may disappear because it because of that violent eruption, the topmost part of volcanic cone may disappear. Is it clear? Then now we studied about the volcanic island. What is volcanic island? The top of the volcanic cone formed on the sea floor may rise above the water to form a new island. The island of cl6 near Iceland is such an island. Such an island will disappear if the top of the volcano is blown off by a violent eruption. Okay, next we need to study tectonic processes. Okay. Tectonic process means what is tectonic process is a new topic that we can study in the next class. Then what we studied today, we studied about the metamorphic rocks. Did you understand? The word metamorphosis means change of form. Igneous and sedimentary rocks change their form under very high temperature or pressure. Such changed rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are hardest rocks. Some common examples of such rocks are marble formed from limestone, slate from shale, and quartzite from sandstone. Then rocks undergo a cycle of transformation, often called the rock cycle. Magma rising from depth below the Earth's surface produces igneous rocks. By breaking down of different types of rocks produces sediments from which sedimentary rocks are formed. Extreme heat and pressure may cause igneous and sedimentary rocks to form metamorphic rocks. When rocks are melted by heat, new magma formed. It is rock cycle. Next we studied development of landforms. The landforms like mountains develop mainly due to the force below the Earth's surface. With this force led to the slow earth movements which build new landforms and sudden earth movements which modify existing landforms. We will now study the process that create the modified landforms. Then next we studied about volcanoes. A volcano is a vent or an opening at a weak spot in the earth crust through which magma erupts onto the surface as lava. Sometimes lava comes out through long, deep cracks or fissures in the earth crust. Okay. During the volcanic eruption, gases, ash, steam and even pieces of rock are spewed out of along with lava. Gradually, ash, rocks and solidified lava pile up around the vent, forming a conical hill known as volcanic cone. The word volcano is also sometimes used to refer volcanic cone. Mount Etna in Sicily, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, and Kilauea and Mauna Kea in Hawaii are examples of volcanoes. In order to, you should study these examples. For one-word questions will come such questions. Okay, examples of volcanic cones. Okay. Then the top of the volcanic cone has a cup-like depression. I think we didn't study this paragraph. Listen to the top of the volcanic cone has a cup-like depression called crater. Cup-like depression. It is cup-like depression. It is vent. Vent means open place. This cup-like depression is known as what is Keda. Okay. What is crater? Cup-like depression on the top of the volcanic cone is known as crater. Magma reaches the crater through the vertical pipe-like passage. Vertical pipe plus നേരെയുള്ള pipe പോലെയുള്ള passagesലൂടെ വേസിലൂടെയാണ് magma reaches the crater. Crater means ആ കുഴി പോലെയുള്ള ഭാഗം. The original volcano may undergo changes over time. Original volcano means here had one volcano. Again created, again magma erupted and it became highest. original volcano changes over time. ദിവസം ചെല്ലുന്തോറും ഓരോ വോൾക്കാനിക് എറപ്ഷനിലും ആദ്യം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന വോൾക്കാനോ ചേഞ്ചസ് ആവുന്നു. Then now cone may develop and the original crater may become wider and shallower after a fresh eruption. Such an enlarged crater is called caldera. Okay, that means here before this eruption we have this volcano. This cup-like depression is crater. This opening is vent. When again created another eruption, volcanic eruption, and that is new crater created and new volcano created. New crater here, old crater here. The old crater may widen. ഓൾഡ് ക്രേറ്റർ താഴെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന ഓൾഡ് ക്രേറ്റർ അത് വൈഡായി വീതി കൂടി മുകളിൽ പുതിയ ക്രേറ്റർ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. സച്ച് എൻലാർജ്ഡ് ക്രേറ്റർ മീൻസ് വലുപ്പം കൂടിയ ക്രേറ്ററിനെ വി ക്യാൻ കോൾ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കൽഡേറ. ഇറ്റ് ബിക്കേം കൽഡേറ. യു അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ്? മാഗ്മ പുറത്തോട്ട് വരുന്ന വേ ആണ് വെന്റ്. ദിസ് കപ്പ് ലൈക്ക് ഡിപ്രഷൻ ആണ് ക്രേറ്റർ. After again one eruption, the older crater became wider, and wider crater is known as caldera, and a new crater created top of the volcano. Is it clear? Okay. The next paragraph we studied about the volcanic islands. The top of the volcanic cone formed on the sea floor may rise above the water to form new island. The island of cl6 near island is such an island. Such an island will disappear if the top of the volcano is blown by a volcanic eruption. Okay, so you have exercise A part, page number 80. All should write. You have 5 A part question answers. All should write that question and find out the answer and send to me tomorrow itself. Write it to your notebook. Okay, can I wind up now? Thank you.